Welcome back. Hi, I'm Tony Bricado.
Hey everyone, I'm Daniel Vera.
We're both real estate agents at Keller Williams Realty Services. Today we'd like to introduce Mark Erwin, an outstanding realtor and new member of Agility Partners, powered by Keller Williams. So, Mark, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, first I'd like to thank both of you for having me on your popular program. I live in northern Kentucky. I've been a realtor for a little while now. I've got 3 kids. I'm not originally from this area, but I consider myself a lifelong Kentuckian, northern Kentucky.
I hear you.
Blue?
Awesome.
No, not really.
Okay, that's cool.
Not really, no. I grew up on the other side of the river, so some of my, you can't unlearn some allegiances,
That's fair.
i.e. Cincinnati.
Yes.
All right, and what are your hobbies, interests, or maybe some family traditions you guys partake in?
Oh gosh, my family is really hilarious. They're all really funny. It takes a lot to crack someone up. One of my kids thinks that at least one of us could have been a stand-up comedian, not me, of course. So we've got a lot of weird family traditions that no one would understand. I'm an outdoors guy. I like to hike. I have a kayak. You see me around town. Mostly you'll see a kayak, a rack, or 2 on top of my car, so I like to kayak. Hanging out with my family, family trips, that sort of thing. I have a golden retriever. Golden retrievers are the best family dogs ever.
Awesome.
Yeah, so, yeah.
Sweet.
It's cool.
Yeah, I've seen your Subaru. It's definitely got a rack. So, what kind of work have you done in the past that you can really apply to real estate, do you think?
Well, in my previous professional career, I was in client service. It was a business marketing company that I worked for. And the way that applies now is it's pretty simple. I mean, the type of business is different, but dealing with people is dealing with people. And as an agent, you guys know, I know how you guys work. It's really about communication and talking to your clients, listening to them, maybe listen to them more than you talk to them to understand what it is that they're looking for. And that's kind of what I've been doing professionally for a really long time.
That's perfect.
All right, Mark. And what would you say you do to create relationships in the community, or how do you stay active in the community?
Well, I used to when my kids were in high school. I was involved with the different sports programs.
Yeah.
I've been a soccer coach for a really long time. When my kids were in high school, myself and a friend of mine, Matt Engelman, who's also an agent, we were the voices of Holy Cross women's soccer for a while, a couple
Nice.
of years, 3 years, I guess we did that. So relationships, really, it's just about connecting with people and finding something in common. I guess, I mean, that's just kind of the way I feel about it. And maybe this sounds a little cheesy, but that's really my ideal client base is going to be people that I have some relationship with. I'm not interested in anything transactional, okay, Tony, you and I are going to do a deal together,
Right.
and then we never see each other again. That's not really how I like to operate.
Yeah, I feel like being part of a group such as that where everybody has shared interests is easy to build those relationships and really support each other, and that's perfect. I agree.
Right, and I see you guys. I mean, I know you're all the same way. I think that's why this group, Agility Partners, it works so well together. Is because we're all kind of the same thing. We're looking to form relationships and building this business. I think those two things go together pretty well. It's a nice group.
I agree. You kind of touched on this already, but what do you think really makes a good real estate agent, such as qualities or skills?
Yeah, you're right. To talk about it, try to talk about it a little bit more. It's about, for me, it's about some kind of connection, and really, if you can find a way, if you have it inside of you, maybe, to be able to just push your interests and what you're trying to do, back to that transactional kind of thing, out of the way. The way I think about it is, I'm here to help you out with something, and I'm not, while we're having some conversation, I'm not doing any math in the back of my head about, okay, this is what this person is worth. I'm not seeing a dollar sign over someone's head, because I think that if you do a good job, if you're a good communicator, and you're listening and you're helping them out, that the rest of that will just take care of itself. So I really don't worry about that much at this point. It's more about meeting people and making some kind of connection and doing a good job for them, so that they, you tell your friends,
Totally agree.
tell your friends, tell your family that any of us did a good job for you. That's kind of the thing about it. I think that works.
Awesome.
All right, Mark. And how do you like working for Keller Williams?
Woo!
It's really good. It's really good. I talked to some agents and some other.
Oh, you're good.
I talked to some agents with other brokerages, and it's a little bit of a, feeding frenzy. It's very competitive from some of the stories that I've heard. Versus Keller, for me, it's very supportive. Everyone has this, and you can Google this afterwards if you're not sure what abundance mindset is. But that really is what it's about here. That the three of us were sitting here, and I know this, that you want us to do well. I want you guys to do well. There's enough business out there that we can all do really well. So, and it's not just the three of us, but it's everywhere here. It came across to me immediately, and I think that's why I feel really comfortable here. Everything's so supportive.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah, we all thrive together at Keller Williams. That's the mindset, that's the motto. How do you like working for Agility Partners? I know we're all kind of new to the team, trying to build it up. You kind of touched on that too. What do you feel about that and being part of the team?
I think it's great because everyone is similar. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, everyone is similar, but everyone brings something different to the team as far as either background, interest in what you want to sell real estate wise. Certainly there's some very interesting personalities, some very different personalities in the group, and I mean that in the best way. Dee and David, for watching, I mean that in the best way possible. So I really like it. We had a really great meeting. I've been talking about it a little bit yesterday, where everyone got a chance to share some issues that they had, and it became more conversational. It wasn't a clock watching meeting that everybody's probably been in way too many times. It was just this nice sharing of experiences and things that people were worried about or problems they were having. It was almost therapeutic, I think.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, we get along nice. It's awesome.
And what has been your favorite experience in real estate so far?
I have been talking to a lot of young buyers lately, and these are people that are, they're moving out of their parents' house at some point. Maybe they're getting their first real quote unquote job after being out of school, that kind of thing. And it's a deer in the headlights kind of look with them, and it feels, for me, it almost feels fatherly, and I'll take the word almost out, because I think working with these young people like that, you're taking what is it, the Wizard of Oz thing? It's not this scary thing that no one knows about once you kind of take them through the steps
Right.
of what it involves, and taking the fear factor out of it. And truly trying to help them, giving them advice, maybe whether they like it or not, about what they should be thinking about for what's affordable for them. That's been really good. That's been really good. I just finished up working with a young guy, and it was his first condo, and we had the best time driving around and looking at condos and talking about music.
Oh,
and,
for sure.
and all that. It was like a couple of friends hanging out, doing these road trips, and if I could get if every one of my experiences could be like that one was, then I'd be happy to do this for another 100 years.
Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Awesome. What's your favorite part about working in real estate? I know you talked about a good experience. You know, relationships is awesome. Anything you can touch
Right.
on?
Yeah, I think that, I mean, for the most part, this is the most important expenditure, the biggest thing that anyone purchases.
Yeah.
So being able to help somebody, honestly, coming from a good place with that, wanting to put them in a house that they really like, that to me is very satisfying. And you know, what I used to do, you know, doing business to business work, working for this marketing company, there was some satisfaction in doing it, but this is not to sound too cheesy, and I told you I wasn't going to cry.
Don't do it.
That just helping somebody with something really important like this, it's extremely personally satisfying, and it feels like I'm contributing rather, to the community in a
Totally
good
agree.
way. In a good way.
All right, and what do you feel are the most important resources that someone looking to buy or sell should be using?
Besides, like, obviously the number one thing is using an agent. Look, back in the old days, before I did this, I actually sold a couple houses on my own, and it was crazy. It was crazy. I mean, I didn't know what I was doing. The negotiation part, I feel like I left some money on the table. If I start thinking about it or talking about it too much, we'll need to part two this thing. But getting a professional involved with the whole process, whether you're buying or you're selling, someone who has the experience, that's looking out for you. I mean, that's what you're paying them for. So finding the right person that you're compatible with, that you gel with, and letting them, trusting them to find the right places for you, refer the right people, that sort of thing, I think is for me, that, and it has been, being on both sides of it, I think that's the number one reason. It sounds a little infomercially, but honestly, letting someone else sweat some of these details for you, I can't recommend that. Again, from both sides, I can't recommend that.
Exactly, that's what we're here for, to just, like you said, make one of the biggest purchases of someone's life smooth and easy.
Right.
Well, that's it. We are Agility Partners now. That's Daniel, Cincinnati, Ohio, Mark, and I. We do Northern Kentucky. If you guys need anything, please holler. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
Thanks, guys.